Hi, I'm Terry Naturally,
And I'm Dr. Lynn Wagner.
and I have over 50 years of experience and knowledge in health and nutrition.
And I'm a medical doctor with a passion for holistic health. We come together to offer you unique viewpoints and expertise as health advocates around topics that deal with today's health concerns.
And always for your good health. So let's get into today's topic.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
I'm feeling fantastic.
It's always great to see you.
Good to see you too. You look fantastic.
Thank you. You
Yeah.
too.
Thank you.
So I heard we're talking about Comfrey Cream today.
Oh, I love Comfrey Cream.
Comfrey has been I've been a very late adapter, maybe just in the last 4 or 5 years did I discover it. And my personal experience with it was I had fallen and I'd landed on my face and had kind of big black eye. And every day, right from the start, I rubbed it on the area, and it within like 24 hours was just clear.
Absolutely.
Went to work, people couldn't even tell that I had a black eye, so it was an amazing experience.
Comfrey is one of the most healing plants in the world in terms of topically.
Mm-hmm.
Not used orally.
Not at all, right?
Not at all. There's a group of alkaloids that are in Comfrey that have been abbreviated as PAs. This stands for the pyridyl alkaloids or something.
Okay.
Anyway.
So toxins.
These are toxins.
Okay.
And there is a kind of a controversial debate. Some believe that those PAs affect the liver negatively, cause toxicity of the liver.
Right.
And some people do not believe that. But to be on the safe side, the FDA voluntarily said, stop selling anything oral that contains Comfrey.
Which is unfortunate because I bet it could do some good work on the intestines.
There was a company years ago that sold a combination of Comfrey and Pepsin for digestive problems.
Oh, I bet it was wonderful.
Awesome. It was awesome.
But don't use it internally.
Don't use it internally. Yeah, don't eat. In fact, years ago, I've known it back from the middle of 1970s.
Okay.
And we even grew it in our backyard.
You must have
we
been
ate
a
it.
hippie.
We ate it like
Did
a
you
leaves.
really?
Yeah, we ate it in the salad.
Well, because it is a leaf. It's a leaf.
But it's hairy.
Right, but it's not a root that you use.
No.
You're actually using the leaves.
Yeah, you don't want to use the root.
And when you use it, if you're taking it right from nature, you actually do boil it down?
Well, there's a company in Germany that has really improved the quality of Comfrey to make it into a cream. It's grown in an organic field of, in fact, it's grown in a field next to an old ancient abbey. It's a very cool story. I've been there to visit it because I love Comfrey. I wanted to see more about it.
Right.
And what they do is they cut it off just above the ground. So that's including the stem, the leaves, and the blossoms. And by the end of the day, what they do is they juice it. And then they dry the juice.
Oh, interesting.
And the juice is put into a cream base. And it's such a healing, oh my gosh, it heals everything.
Right. So you're not supposed to put it on open wounds, right? So you would
This
never
one you
take it-
can. This one you can.
You can put it on like
Because
an open
this company
like
in
an
Germany
incision?
found a way to grow it without the PAs.
Oh, got it.
They
Okay.
made it into a hybrid.
So if you had just had a knee replacement and you had a big cut, you could just lather it right over that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, everyone's a real big fan of vitamin E and other topical therapies.
Comfrey Cream, I swear, is better than anything.
Blows it out of the water,
Better than
right?
anything. Yeah.
That's what I found.
Sprains, strains, trauma, bruising, sunburn, stings, bee stings, insect bites, you name it.
So
Cradle cap, infants, that have problems.
right.
You can put it on anybody and anything. I had, my dog tore up her hind leg, had a meniscus tore in a ACL.
Right.
So the vet, they shaved her, and then they do the operation. They put in, I don't know what they put in, but they put something in. She's done very, very well. But the doctor said 15 minutes twice a day, you have to massage that area. Well, I did with Comfrey Cream.
Oh,
Massage
wow.
that Comfrey Cream in.
Lucky dog.
That's like 6-7 years ago, and she runs like wild.
Wow.
I mean, she's she has so much agility. She's 13, does fantastic.
So when you say, at first we were talking about incisions and things like that, but when you say sprains, does it go deeper into the tissue
It
and
goes
help with
down deep,
inflammation?
right down to the bottom. Yep.
Like in ligaments and
everywhere,
things like that? What do you know the mechanism or the pathway that it follows to do these things?
It just spreads through the whole tissue.
But is there like a direct receptor or direct
No, there's no
anti-inflammatory
receptors.
property? Is
No
it,
receptors.
you know, like when you think, you know, I'm always doctoring it up a little bit. So when I think about ibuprofen, and ibuprofen hits a certain receptor, and that's how it decreases inflammation and decreases pain.
I don't know how
we don't know how it works, right?
It works on everything. That's all I know. That's all it means to me.
And it's not that expensive.
No, it's not expensive.
I mean, I think we have like our little medicine box at home where I have my Band-Aids and I have the antibiotic ointment and that kind of stuff. And I just keep a big tube of that, and it's not that expensive. It doesn't expire that often. And then like you said, if my kid has a sunburn, or if I have a bruise or anything, I've had shoulder problems, like where I was overusing my computer and I was getting some pain in my upper shoulder and I was rubbing it on there. I have noticed really nice effects from it.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any anti-aging effects? Have you ever used it or thought about using it as topical cream for anti-aging effects?
I do every morning.
So yes,
it's
nothing that's available
I really did a
though,
dumb
right?
thing when I was younger. I was lifting weights and I lost one of the presses. I was going overhead with an overhead press. I lost it behind me, and I couldn't get my hand off, so it tore all the pectoral muscles.
Ouch.
Opened up the capsule of my shoulder.
Ouch.
I mean, it was painful. Over a period of time, I had a good friend that was a physical therapist. He got me back in shape. But then time and age just started aggravating it. So I started getting some pain, and I had it checked out by an orthopedic physician. And he said, take whatever you think you should take. Maybe he said something like curcumin or something like that internally for an anti-inflammatory pain relieving. But every day I put Comfrey Cream on the shoulder. It works fantastically.
You still do?
I just lather it on thick, liberally, frequently, lather it on, and it works fantastic. So then I got a handful of that, because I rubbed it on. Now my hand is all, so I'm doing
on your
this.
Face?
Yeah, why waste it?
Well, I know, but I don't think it's available. I don't think there's any anti-aging product that has it in there, but I've thought about it's probably something that should happen because it's just an amazing thing. How did you first discover it?
I learned about Comfrey in the middle of 1970s, which is one of the things Comfrey is just healing ointment. It's been used for thousands and thousands of years. It was used in wars because they didn't have drugs.
Right.
So it was one of the medicines they used for injuries and for sprains and strains or whatever. And then in the middle of 1970s, we went out to some friends of ours that had a farm outside of Green Bay. And my son was walking in the barn, and the dog jumped him and bit him because he was a stranger. He wasn't doing anything to the dog, but the dog just took after him. And so I said to the lady, do you have any Comfrey? She said, sure, down by the creek. I ran down there, I got some Comfrey and mashed it all up, and I wrapped it all around his arm.
Yeah.
Never went to a doctor.
Yeah.
And it healed like beautiful. It doesn't even have a scar there.
Right. So you actually just made what is it called? A poultice, right? Yeah. So when you smash it up and make it into a paste.
But there isn't anything that it cannot heal. Sunburns, kitchen burns, industrial burns, these things, any trauma, any bruising, it's one of those things that
it's a miracle salve.
Yeah, and it really, really quickly though, you'll see. Like one lady told me, she said, my husband and I went on vacation. On the first day, she said he twisted his ankle, and that was going to ruin our whole vacation. And she said, I had some Comfrey Cream in my tube of it in my purse. I spread it on there really quick. And she said, next day we went out and he was fine.
Yeah, I would say that's been my experience as well, which is why I was excited to talk about it, because I don't use much of anything. There's really no pill or anything I take every day. It just is what it is. It's how I roll. But that is one thing that I go to no matter what kind of injury or skin condition I have, or when my family has something. So that is a testament that it actually works, because we go to it every time and it usually works. Like my son is very fair, and we spend a lot of time out in the water, boating and things like that. So if he has had a sunburn in the past, I'll just lather it all over him, and the next morning. Yep. I'm not saying go get a sunburn, but it does work really well if you do get the burn.
Yeah. And always make sure the cream you get is a water-soluble cream, because that's how it penetrates the entire body.
Is it actually available as an ointment too?
Yeah, and it doesn't work.
No, because it just sits on top then.
In fact, a lady told me, she was flying back from an event, and she was saying to a person that knew Comfrey as well. I think I'm talking. And she says, we make a Comfrey cream, or it's called Comfrey ointment, And she said with olive oil and other things.
Right.
But when you put an oil-based, like olive oil-based comfrey on your hand or arm, skin, anywhere, it's not going to penetrate because that oil can't go into the
It
skin
just sits on top,
easily.
right?
Yeah, it sits on top.
Yep.
And so she's had a whole bad neck all the while we were at my conference. And the lady had a tube of the other kind. She said, try this. She said, 15 minutes later, she said, oh my God, this is amazing. And she was using the ointment.
Right.
Ointments don't work.
And it's not available as a gel, right?
No.
I've never seen it as a gel. And again, it's not something you take orally. So it's really just usually just get a big old tube of it. It's a white cream and you slather it on
Comfrey
stuff.
cream and
I didn't realize you could do it on open incisions.
yeah.
Because I get a lot of
not
questions
all
about
creams,
that.
not all.
Right.
This is the only one that's specialized by the German company because it does not have any trace of the PAs in it.
Got it.
But it's
So it probably has to say PA free or something like that?
PA free.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Because if you have an open wound and you apply a cream on an open wound, then
It'll get into
potentially
the
it can
bloodstream.
get into your bloodstream.
Yep.
So so that makes sense. But I mean, I have people all the time who either have cosmetic surgeries or they've had their appendix out or like I said, a knee replacement.
Put it right away.
They're looking for healing faster.
Same thing. Yeah.
So obviously you have to heal from the inside out as well, but the topical stuff can be really amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I had one lady, she was, she had her hand in her mouth sitting at her desk. And I said, what are you doing? She said, I have a big sore back there. I'm putting Comfrey Cream on it.
Oh.
She was eating it.
Right.
It's so safe. You know, when I put it on and I'm doing something and my dog sees it, he comes over and starts licking it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Good stuff.
So, and again, like I always say, anything you put on topically is great, but again, more important is what you do from the inside out is important as well.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, everything starts inside.
Right. So I think if you're someone who's living a really healthy lifestyle and you're really balanced from the inside out, and then you have a traumatic thing or a lesion on the outside, it's a great thing to use. Obviously, it'll work if you're not healthy from the inside out as well, but you're going to have a better effect if you're healthy from the inside out.
You know that if you burn yourself, like say you're cooking something on the stove, you grab a hot pan or something, and you put that on, and the pain will be gone in instantly.
Yep. I
instantly.
have not experienced that.
Yeah.
I'm a cook, so I burn myself all the time.
Yeah. So it's amazing cream, unbelievable cream. You know, it's a shame that it can't, you know, not enough people understand it to make their life better.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
I tell people it all the time.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the information.
Well, thank you very much for sharing it. And I hope more people understand more about Comfrey and the healing benefits of it. And it's amazing cream. Just use it for any abrasion, trauma, bruising, sprains, strains.
Well, and I would say too, one cool thing that I experienced with Comfrey is look up pictures of the plant. You know, I actually have dealt with it as
It's a beautiful plant.
And made some stuff with it. Anytime you understand where your medicine is coming from, I think it's really powerful when you know it's coming from the earth. So Google what Comfrey looks like. Grow some. Check it out because it's something that's pretty easy to grow.
Right.
And experience it that way as well, because that's always a nice way to understand that what you're using when you do buy it commercially is really just coming from the earth.
And it's so hardy, it grows almost anywhere.
Yeah, so I would try that too.
Yeah, good, fantastic.
Excellent.
I enjoyed our conversation
Me
today.
too, always.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.